Buenos días, bon día, buongiorno. Bienvenidos al podcast El ABC de la Transformación Digital. Today is a very special day. We have here with us Roberto Varallo from SkyOne. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Wilbert. Thanks for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Roberto, I understand that SkyOne provide a platform as a service, full managed hosting service.
Yes.
And you have other services that complement and add a lot of value. Can you please tell us a little bit about the history of SkyOne and describe the portfolio?
Okay, thanks for the question, the opportunity. Well, SkyOne is a Brazilian company with more than 10 years of life. Mm-hmm. We started as a cloud company providing services in public clouds. Initially with Amazon, AWS, then with Oracle Cloud, Google GCP, and Microsoft Azure. So the expertise of the company is to orchestrate workloads on the cloud. So we are expert, our team is expert in provide and support applications in the cloud. Okay. But not only that, we are also, we developed some platforms in the cloud, and our main platform is a platform that can migrate applications that were not developed for the cloud to the cloud.
Wow.
Yes, so if you have some legacies, the developments that you did in 10, 15 years ago, you can move to the cloud without changing code using our platform. And this is a must, and it's really helped a lot of companies to move to the cloud. And today you have more than 400 ERPs running in our infrastructure because of this characteristic. They could move to the cloud, keeping the same development they did. So this is the main part of our portfolio, but we also have a portfolio dedicated for data. We have another platform dedicated to manage data and to make it easier to companies to integrate their systems. Make one system exchange data to another system. And for sure, cybersecurity. It's a very, very complex subject, but we have a lot of expertise on that also, because we believe that the innovation journey of the companies goes through these three steps: cloud, data, and cybersecurity.
So I understand that in all these 400 ERPs that you are helping to growth, because at the end you are helping a lot of business owners to growth with this new schema of the cloud. But there is Business One that is a worldwide solution. Tell us, how many customers do you have, in what countries they are, how is the ecosystem that you are supporting?
Yes, SAP Business One is a major partnership that we have currently. To give an example, we have around 100,000 users connecting in our platform.
Wow,
in these 400 is a big number. So more or less 15 to 20% of these users are SAP Business One users. So this is a very important part of our business. We have a dedicated unit for that, and we have around 2,000 customers in SAP Business One. So to give an example in terms of geography, in Latin America we have more around 50 partners. In US we have around 25 partners. We have partners in Europe, we have partners in Africa, we have partners in India. So our solution really fits to many markets. So that's I believe it's the success of SkyOne.
So you already have customers in all the continents?
Yes, more than 25 customers currently.
Okay, and how it works? It's thanks that you are working with Amazon, Google, that you are able to provide a service without latency, without any... How do you decide where is located the server?
This is one of the advantages to be multi-cloud. As we are multi-cloud and we have expertise on those clouds, we can define what's the best solution for the customer. So if the customer in Mexico, we can use for example, Oracle Cloud is in Querétaro. If the customer is in US, we have New Jersey, we have Phoenix. So we have alternatives to bring the best solution for the customer, thinking about the best user experience and the lowest delay as possible. So this is part of our architecture. So when we're defining the solution to the customer, we take those decisions.
Okay, so it's part of the analysis that you do before providing
of
the
these consultancies that we provide to the customer.
Okay, and regarding the SAP architecture, there is SQL, HANA. Are you able to support both?
Yes, both of them, because this is a characteristic of the market. For example, in Mexico, we have 50-50. So the market is part SQL, part HANA. In other countries like United States, you have almost 100 in HANA. So that's why we are flexible to run both database solutions. And what's the other part of the question? Sorry?
No,
that's the HANA. Okay,
yes,
that's the part.
HANA. And talking about the data, most of the customers, they are using multiple systems because they have the ERP, the CRM, the e-commerce, the digital invoice in Latin America.
Exactly.
And all of them are facing a lot of challenges to consolidate the data. And there are always problems between the areas. They are reporting, and that's not the number. Where do you take that? So what's the value that you are adding in that specific?
We see data strategically in two ways of thinking. As you mentioned, it's really rare to have an ERP running alone. Most of the time you have this what they call satellite systems, and the ERP needs to communicate. So we see this problem for the company, that how can we integrate the systems? How can one information from system can go to the other system, and if you receive an answer, this integration is part of the majority of the problems currently of the company. So this is part of what we are solving with one platform that is called Sky One Data. Okay. We have our own platform to manage this kind of integrations, but not only that, we improve this platform to be not only an integration platform, but also to manage the data. So if you want to consolidate data in a data lake or in a data warehouse, to be consumed by external applications like Power BI, like Tableau, like artificial intelligence, you can use our platform to get this information from different sources and then to consolidate in one single point, and from this point you can consume for any other external application.
So you have all the transactional system, and then you move the data into this platform, and you put on top of that the data visualization layer.
Perfect. And that's correct, exactly like that.
And talking about governance, what's the benefit of using your platform? Because it's really difficult to manage the data.
Yes, governance must be an internal policy of the company. So we help the companies to define this policy. So not only we provide the technological part, but we also support the companies defining where the data will be stored, who can access the data, how the data will be kept backups. So all this management around data must be defined in this policy, and we believe that if you want to start exploiting or if you're exploring your data, you must start with your governance, and then you put the technology to work. But unfortunately the companies are doing the other way. So they are trying to get results, but they are not thinking about how to manage correctly the data.
And you know that I see that I have been working with the business intelligence, business analytics for a while, and that's part of the I don't know if it's a lie, but usually when we sell, we are supposed to say that you have all the data and you don't need to take care of the data, because the data visualization will tell you everything. But that's not true.
Maybe it's part true. Because if you're thinking about only one visualization of one part of your data, as you would say, if
the data is consistent.
Yes, for example, if you're running SAP Business One, okay, all the data in your SAP Business One is consolidated in the HANA database or in the SQL database. But if you start thinking about the CRM in the other systems around, then that's why it's part true. So you have maybe part of the movie or part of the scene. You don't have the full picture. And when we start thinking about, okay, I need to consolidate the data from different sources, then you start to have a full picture of what's happening in your company.
Okay. And tell me about, how do you see the artificial intelligence in all this picture according to your services? Where the artificial intelligence is going to be a big player for you?
Sky One is positioning itself as a data company. We see that this is going to be must have in the near future for the companies that are thinking about their future. But as we mentioned, this starts with the governance, then it passes through the technology, then to reach the business. So we, as an infrastructure company, we are developing our platforms to be an infrastructure platform for the data. But we see that the market is going really, how can I say, the artificial intelligence algorithms are really specific. So for medicine, for retail, for logistics, so there are a lot of companies specializing their algorithms in these segments. So it's really difficult to do everything. So we believe that Sky One will have to develop an ecosystem of solutions, of partners that can apply their algorithms in using our platform as their source for data. So we see that the companies are starting to think more wisely about that, and we see that this specialization will bring really interesting solutions. Focus on the business of the company, because to make sense you need to work with your data, otherwise you're gonna make conclusions about the market. But I don't want the market, I want my company to grow.
No, and there are a lot of people scared that if you put your data, you don't know exactly what is going to happen, because at the end someone can ask for something that you don't know if they are going to share or not. There is not any guarantee that.
That's
so it's
why
prefer to work with your set.
You're completely right, and that's why we see that these data lakes or this data warehouse must be a private solution, as our platform does. You mean your data will be stored in an infrastructure completely secure and isolated and ready for your company to use, not other companies. So if you apply these algorithms, they're going to be applied on your data. So that's, we believe, is the value of artificial intelligence.
There is a lot of companies that they are still thinking that could be more secure to have the server in-house. And with all the attacks and the risk of companies doing this, I forgot they are taking your server, encrypting your data, the ransomware, and then asking you for cryptocurrency to pay and get back your system. How do you see the future of the cybersecurity, and how are you helping the companies?
Yes, this is a major point today for any company on premises or in the cloud. It doesn't matter. You need to take action. You need to prepare to suffer attacks, because everybody is being attacked. That's the point. The hackers, they are aiming not only the big companies. That's the main point, because the small and medium companies, there are big companies there, they won't attack me. No, that's really what happened in the current years. The hackers are starting to move to medium and small companies, because they see that these companies are not prepared to
no, they don't have
answer to an
not all with the budget or the experience
or they believe they are secure. That's the major problem, Wilbert. They see, no, I have my firewall. You have your firewall? Okay. How long is there? 2 years ago a guy came and installed. Who is running the updates? Running updates? Yes. Who is running the configuration? Running configuration. They believe that they have a firewall, they are secure. So this is what we believe is a change of mindset in the companies, to see your data is secure in the cloud. For example, in Sky One, we add an extra layers of security, not only the public cloud security, but we also put extra layers of security to guarantee that your information is secure. And also, if something happens, we have your backups in other infrastructures to guarantee that if something happens here, we can put your information here and you can keep running. So Sky One is helping the companies with a specific portfolio in cybersecurity. It's completely independent from the other platforms, but not only in the technology side, Wilbert, because it's really important to have your team prepared for cybersecurity. It's a co-responsibility action. So we are not only seeing the technology, but we are also thinking about training the people, making phishing campaigns to see if the people can identify a malicious email. This kind of initiatives really help the companies to be more prepared for an attack.
Roberto, usually there is this trend to demonize the hackers. So I understand that there are ethical hackers.
Yes,
Do you have
that's correct.
ethical hackers in your payroll?
Yes, we have. That's where all the cybersecurity begins, because the first action that we do is let's understand your infrastructure. Let's see where are your vulnerabilities. So we run a scanning to see where your door is open. If there's a window here that's open, one door here that's open, and we are doing this with ethical hackers, which are hackers, but they use the same technologies that the hackers do, but in a good way, because in the end what they do is they provide you like a report of recommendations saying, okay, I see that your infrastructure has these gaps. This is what you should do in order to mitigate or to eliminate those risks and to be ready or prepared for any attack. And the attacks are becoming even more how can I say, innovative, because for example now they are using AI for hacking. You have applications, ransomware as a service. You have many different ways of doing damage.
No, especially I have here that in the dark web there are a lot of passwords available. So I can imagine that they are using that information to try to get into your system.
Yes, that's correct. This is one main part of these attacks comes from this user identity. So if they found your email or your password because people tend to use the same password in different systems. So when they find you in one system, they can try it. Yes, that's the point. So we have solutions for that. That's why cybersecurity is really complex. You need to have people 24/7, as our operation is, to be ready to respond to an attack. And this demands a lot of specialization, certifications, really tools. You need to have a lot of automated tools in order to perform all the actions that you need to do to guarantee that your environment is running and running okay.
So thank you, Roberto, for
thank you, Wilbert. It's a pleasure
being with us here in Miami. So we have been talking about full managed hosting service, the importance of having everything covered by different experts, because at the end you need to implement the infrastructure, but you need to administrate the infrastructure.
Yes.
And you need a lot of experts.
Yes.
Antivirus, firewall,
backups. A lot of things there.
Disaster recovery strategy.
Yes.
And now you are adding another layer, that is the cybersecurity.
That's correct.
That usually people there is expensive.
It's really expensive. That's why we have around 20,000 customers. And we, in the operations team, we have around 200 people. So how we can manage 20,000 customers with 200 people? Because we really focus on the operations, the automation. So, and there you need to do a lot of things to guarantee this operation.
No, and in that sense, it's like everything is going fractional right now. I can have a fractional cybersecurity. I don't need to pay for the full expert because we are not a bank or the electricity company.
Small and medium companies, they cannot afford that. Yeah. That's the point.
So that's great. And then now you are offering what you mentioned, the data platform, and the artificial intelligence is the future. You are already building your own solutions and developing the alliances?
We are building alliances. We are building this ecosystem of companies that are really specialized in some segments. We see medicine, we see retail, we see logistics, we see some interesting solutions starting to be more feasible or more with some business proposition. And we believe that in the near future we will have these ecosystems more ready to provide a full solution for the customer.
No, but it's good to know that a small and medium business or a growing company have the opportunity to define a roadmap and start adding all this.
That's perfect.
So thank you.
It's
Roberto.
A pleasure. So hope to see you again soon and to be invited. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you again for everyone. And I don't want to finish my meeting with Roberto before thanking Broadcast Depot that we are in their facilities using this equipment. That's what they distribute. That they provide all the equipments for TV, radios, and now they are providing all the equipments for the podcasters.
That's perfect.
So
Incredible
thank you
space.
To Broadcast, Carlos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wilbert.
Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you very much. See you. Yes.